Alright, all of you. Happy Tuesday and welcome on board this channel. As always, I'm Rolf and I will be your captain on this episode. And I will make sure you get both safe and comfortable through it all. So, no worries. Yeah, I had a busy week last week, so I was at a lecture, doing a lecture in our capital, Copenhagen, and it was quite good. It was actually very great. It was that lecture where just everything came out the way you wanted it. So that was good. It was great. I came home, yeah, and I crashed the car. I did, yeah. Sadly, I love that car. Luckily, it was only material, so no worries. I'm fine. Nobody else get hurt. There was no one else implicated in it. But losing a car was a bit sad. That's the way it is. But anyway, I said last time that this episode we are going back memory lane and start from the beginning. So, yes, let's do that in this episode. I will bring you back to my childhood and tell you all about how I became a sailor. It really was the idea that came from the movie Top Gun. You know, Top Gun, yeah. It was from that, and seeing Tom Cruise flying these fighter jets as a Navy aviator, so that and the white uniforms, and oh my god. But sadly, I did not have the vision for become a pilot. So I need to climb one step down in the ladder, and what is there? Of course, there's the ship's navigators. So that was my dream. But I will tell you more about that when we get back.
Listen to me very carefully.
Yes, it actually was a pilot dream that went down the toilet. So that was the first step. I realized that I want to be a sailor. So I've always been working very much in my young days. I was bringing out newspapers in the morning news. So I took my bicycle and went out, delivered it, then came back, went to school and do my schoolwork all day and went home again. So, and I have a job at a farm with cows, and I was there for from the afternoon almost to the evenings because I always waited for going home until we milked the cows in the evening. So, yeah, and then home doing homeworks and then go to sleep and it all started over next day. Of course, I also needed to be around my friends and do other stuff, so yeah. But it was good. So it's kind of like that. I grew up in a small city called Grenaa in Denmark, and it was at that time a very active city. Yeah, there were so many factories and the harbor was so huge and full. We had five ferries sailing from the city to other places. Three was going to Sweden, and one was going to the other part of Denmark. And we had a small island ferry to Anholt, which is uh, under the city too. So yeah, it was active. There was fishing vessels all over the harbor. They were sometimes laying two or three aside of each other to have space in the harbor to be there. So it was kind of a very active city, and it was great. I think it was very few people that was out of job in the 80s and 90s. So but today, if you look at the city today, it has the I think the harbor is maybe 4 times the size now, but the whole city is dying. Yeah, there's nothing left, no more factories, and why have a huge harbor if you don't have anything to skip out of it? So I think it's crazy. And also the ferry, yeah, the ferry to the island Anholt is still sailing, and I think it will continue because it has to for the people living there. But the ferry to Sweden, I don't know. It might go out someday too because yeah, I don't know. It's politician. It's one thing, and I want to make this very clear. I don't want to talk politics in here or anything, but trust me on this. Never, ever, ever trust any politicians. They screw you up. They do that every time. They want to do so much before you vote and the election, but when they are elected, they screw you up. So don't care about them. Flush them out the toilet. That's the best way I can say it. They only benefit for what is good for themselves and what they can grab. And look around the world. It's not only Denmark is like that. It's the whole world. It's like the world's leaders are sick, very sick. That's not normal humans. So, but put that aside again. Sorry, I mentioned it was not the plan, but it came to me now. So, and I've been there. I've been through the hell they served you. So I know it. You pay a lot of taxes, and then they just take your money, and you can take care of yourself after. So no, that's the city Grano it is a nice city. It's beautiful. It has almost everything around it. There's wood, forest, and beaches, and as I said, big harbor and everything there. So it is a nice city. And I have a loving mother and a loving father. My mother was on engineering office where she was not the architect, but she was make the drawing for the builders to do. I don't know what you call that in English, but she was doing. There's many of the building in Greno now is actually her putting the lines to them for the the workers that built it. So it's cool to know. It's bring good memories when you're there. So and my father was an entrepreneur, so he has his own company. Where it was he had a lot of cabs, so yeah, that was nice. They were loving parents, and they showed love every day, so that was nice. I loved it very much. I also have 3 brothers, and yeah, I am the smallest one of those 3. We are 4. Yeah, I was the smallest. I am the smallest. I don't try to overtake them because no, every time I get 1 year older, they luckily get 1 year older too. It's not only me. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you know how it is to be the smallest in a group of 4 boys. Leave a comment if you say it was happiness, because no, don't, no, I don't believe you. No, you can tell me anything you want, I will not believe you, because I know how it is to be the smallest. No, they were not mean or anything, but you are the one doing all the shitty work. Sorry to say it, not to offend my brothers, but yeah, it is the way it is. But yeah, they were loving too. They are still loving, so yeah, I know where I had them, and they know where they have me. So it's good. So I grew up in this city, and I had a lot of friends, and it was nice. It was from the time where you did not have internet, you did not have YouTube, you did not have Facebook, you did not have all these kind of things. So we made things on our own. We did things in physical ways outside and played and whatever we could find out to do. Can you imagine? We didn't even have cell phones. Can you imagine a world without a phone? Now everybody wants a smartphone, but we don't need. If mom and dad said you had to be home before dinner, you were home before dinner. Trust me, you did not screw them or try to sneak out of it. And if you needed to call them, you needed to call by a line phone where it was, oh, you could not bring it. There was a line, it was in the house, and you had to call home and say, oh my god, I am getting late. And then they said, yeah, you do the dishes tonight. And it's okay. That was the way it was. Yes, yes, yes. Or you could vacuum the house. Yeah, that was always something you could do if it was. But anyway, I had this morning job with the newspaper at my school, and I had my farm job at after school. So it was good. I've always been working. I was 12 years old, so it was fine. Nothing bad of that. You don't die of doing a little work. So, but then one day my dad came to me and said, "Oh, I had this good friend. He was a fisherman, so he bought a new boat, and he had to get up to this shipyard and bring it home to Greno. So he has said he wanted to go with, and he asked me if I want to join it. I said, "Oh my God, yes, of course I will." So we joined. I joined them. We went there very early in the morning. Oh yeah, it was so early. And I remember all the paperwork they had to do for him taking over the vessel was going in so slow. So I think it was afternoon before we actually departed from there. But it was good, yeah. It was calm waters, and I was allowed to sail it. He did not put it on autopilot, so I could sail it. That was fun, and I felt like I was the captain. Yeah, that was good. And it was until we got from these calm waters in the fjord to we went out to the open sea. Oh my god. I did not get seasick. No, I never tried to be seasick, so I don't know what that feels like. You can tell me in the comment if you want to tell me about how it is. I never tried it, so people telling me that they get seasick, I don't know how it is. So it's very difficult to me to understand. But anyway, we came out there, and the engine started to. It was not sound very healthy. There was something wrong with it, and it shut down a couple of times. And my dad and the skipper there, they went down in the engine to try to fix it, and I could hear them talking in the engine room because it was so sound. You could only hear the wind and the waves and stuff like that, So and I was sitting in the captain chairs, and it was windy that day, so there was a rough sea. And when you stop a fishing vessel like this one, it has a round bottom under the water, the keel, so it's kind of like it's getting to bounce from side to side, yeah. And I was afraid when I was sitting there in the captain's seat, and I could look at the side every time it felt like it would capsize. So that was scary. That was scary. But it felt cool too. So yeah, but scary, scary. I admit it. I admit it. And then I said, oh my god, I wish they could be finished so we can just get the engine running and go home, because it was not funny. No, no, no. It was not funny. I have to admit that. And they got it fixed. It was something with the fuel pump, they were adjusting it, and there was a filter and for the fuel, and yeah, they fixed it, and it started, and we could go home. So, and then the skipper said, oh, yeah, if you're tired, you can go down in the front of the ship, the space where you can sleep, and oh my god. I think that was the best sleep I ever got in my life, and I remember it today as it was yesterday, and I wish that I could have that sleep today, because when you're laying in that bed in the front of the ship or the boat, that's the only thing between you, the bed, and the ocean is this wooden hull. So you could hear the water outside streaming alongside of it. That was so lovely, and the small movement, and that's so quiet. You couldn't even hear the engine or anything. So I love that. I have to admit, I love that, and I miss it. I miss it so much. Oh, but yeah. So I went down there and I slept for maybe an hour, and then I went back to the others, and we started to do something. We needed to have something to eat, so we started preparing dinner. And we came to Greno, it was after midnight, I think so. I can't remember. I know it was at night. So, and the skipper there said, if you ever want to go out and try to become a fisherman, you're always welcome. So I said, yeah, I would love to try it. So of course, I did it. So I will tell more about it in a minute.
It's showtime.
It was a nice little fishing boat. I think it weighed about 20 tons. It was a trawler, so it has the net behind it. So when we let it out, we were dragging it after the boat, and catch the fish that way. So, and it was dangerous work. Yeah, I have to admit that it was dangerous, because can you imagine working around with things that weigh a lot of kilos and tons, and it's slamming from side to side in the waves? So yeah, it was. I am so lucky that I'm still alive, because there were so many times it was almost going to. Nah. Oh, that is dangerous job. So, but it was a lovely job. I liked it very much, and I was in, was it seventh, eighth grade? Yeah, seventh grade. And when it started, and I was so school tired. Oh my god, I hated go to school. Sit there learning every day. Do what teachers tell you to do, and sit on your butt and just no. That was not me. I wanted to go out and work, so I spent all my time fishing with the skipper there, so it was cool. It was good. I loved it. I earned a lot of money on it too. And I was so tired of school, so I actually was ready to just skip out of 8th grade and say that I'm so school tired that I would just become a fisherman for the rest of my life. But lucky what do you call that? The student counselor, okay, I think it's that, actually asked me to and say that, oh, please take 9th grade too, because and that way you can always fall into everything. Just make sure that you get that. So I did that. Yeah, I accepted. But and we had this agreement that I could get off school every time I wanted and needed to. So sometimes I was away from school for maybe a week. I was out fishing, and all my holidays went also fishing, fishing, fishing. So that was kind of good. I liked it. That's my freedom, and it made me get more energy in my life, and don't look so sad and bad about it. So that was the way it was, and I'm so glad of it. Yeah, I'm glad I did it because that made me the step further afterward that I could do. So, but I love it. Oh my God, I love it when we were sailing early in the morning from Reno and we steamed outside and to the fishing spots where we are gonna fish, and then we were away for maybe 3-4 days sometime before we came back and delivered the fish we caught and sold it. So I like that. I like it very much. It was sometimes it was bad weather, yeah, and there was good weather. There was the night where you were sitting in the wheelhouse and just looking at the moon and the calm ocean, the reflection of the moon in it, and you had the stars above you. Oh my God, that was dream. So that was kind of the first step. My first step was to become a pilot, and when I realized that could not be in, so I said I want to go become a sailor, and this was the first step that I went to go at the sea. It was nice. I don't regret any of it. And the next part was that even that I had it in me, I wanted to be a fisherman. I also knew inside of me that I wanted to go out and conquer the world. I want to grab it. I want to experience. I'm a guy. I love to meet other cultures. Love to meet other people. So go out and meet people in their country. That was my dream, and it became true. Yeah, met a lot of people and a lot of different cultures, and they have all the charms in their way, the different way. So that was good. So when I finished my public school in ninth grade, I started on a sailor school and become an able seaman and started to move around the world. And I'm gonna tell you all about that in my next episode. So if you want to hear about it, you can subscribe, you can like this, you can comment if you want and say your opinion. Tell me what you think is okay and what's not about this video. So I'll gladly hear it from you. But otherwise, just follow for the next episode and I will tell you more. So we're slowly moving up memory lane and see what's gonna happen. There's a lot of things to tell about. So I hope you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful Tuesday, and take care of yourself, all of you. God bless you and see you soon. I hope so.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
So guys, I'm so sorry that the sound in this video is awful. I'm trying to fix it. I don't know what is in my setting from the webcam or from my mic that's going in to do it so bad. So using my phone here, it seems like it's better. So I just want to say sorry. Take good care about yourself, all of you, and have a nice evening.